Okay, now that the possum is alive and the dog did not hurt it and he just had Doberman slobber all over him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not think that was Doberman slobber, but whatever.
So, did we do any of our homework or did we even not look at Duel Masters? Brandon? Did
I
you do
did.
it?
I did
you?
some, yeah.
Mark?
I
No,
didn't.
no Duel
I got it.
Masters?
I didn't.
It is a
knew
very
it.
weird
Did
game
you look at Duel
Yeah.
because it did spawn a couple of other games.
But the problem
which
is with
weird.
me, though, Mark, is that I looked up Duel Masters like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So you know how
But
I
you
am.
have
So.
it
Yeah.
all like compartmentalized. in your brain.
Compartmentalized.
Underneath your elbows is the table that we made that I sacrificed probably 400 cards. Right? You can lift it
I
up
feel
a
like
little
it's
bit.
I feel like it's more, but
But you
that's
look
probably
back
right.
at that now because
Oh,
I did that a couple
that
years ago. You look back at that now, and can you do it? Here we
There
go.
we
There
go.
we go.
There we go.
And you look back at that now, and,
Yeah.
and you had made the comment of, "Wow,
Some of these are worth some money.
some of them are worth some money. I wish you would have saved some of them." And you were right. I look back at those now, and some of the the Elvis card that's on there, and some of the Pokemon, and,
Yeah, some of the
and even the
Garbage Pail.
X-Men, and the X-Men
Yo,
and stuff.
MTV raps.
Right. So, and I was like, well, we did it outside, and obviously I have remodeled my house and my garage.
Yeah.
So I did two things. I found this stuff, and I thought we would make a show out of it because we haven't done anything with trading cards in a while. So go ahead and pull that off.
Oh, the Snuggle,
The old
guys.
Snuggle fabric softener. Shout out to my brother Jermaine.
Creepy.
He still sleeps with this.
He wishes.
Jermaine, that's creepy. How much
So I
you love
found
Snuggle.
these. I found these outside in the garage.
Oh, look
And
at these. I haven't seen these in
So
your
I
thing. in
I
a
put
long
those up there because Mark actually made, and you can give them to Mark if he wants to show them. I found those and I put them in there because Mark actually had made the comment of using those for boxes, light boxes.
time. Oh, okay. Oh,
And
yeah, like a shadow box
So
kind
if,
of
yeah,
thing?
so
or-
if you
yeah.
flip around the other side, Sparkus there. Oh, it's not that one. One of them has like a puzzle in the back.
Oh, here we go.
Right, so you
These-
have.
Yeah, no, I
So
remember him
Brandon-
talking about that.
So I thought that was something that we could actually do in one of the light boxes.
Yeah, it has like the
Oh,
first,
one of the
the
early
first
ugly
poster,
ones.
right? Like,
Yeah.
It was like the weird novelization cover almost.
I believe
you
they were
know?
blue cards, so
Yeah.
yeah. Or blue card was the
Yep.
earliest. Excuse me.
Blue cards and then the yellow cards came out, I think, when they were popular, right? Here's
Yeah.
Chewbacca, part of Chewbacca. So.
So I found I ended up saving some of them, Brandon. So I thought it would be kind of interesting to go through some of these in these boxes.
All right.
So not only is that box, but yep, that one. Go
This
ahead.
one right
Let's
here?
start with that one because
All
that
right,
one I
let's start with
opened
this
up
one.
and I was like, oh my
Holy
god,
crap, more. Look at
dude,
this.
right? So underneath there, Brandon, is that plastic container. And I also got us some place to put if we find anything that are of really good value.
Yeah.
And I thought we would be able to talk a little bit about collecting.
This is the kind of, this cardboard stuff, this foam stuff is kind of what you want nowadays. The cardboard, I feel like,
Look at the smoke. Is that
messes
it almost,
up the cards.
If you look at that, Mark, it almost looks like a typo because it's just all foggy and looks like a
Is that the Death Star scene? When
yeah,
they're shooting their way out?
pretty bad shape. But
But that's why you'd use it for the background of something, you know?
right.
But it has that weathered look of, especially like during you and Mark's age,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you guys remember you guys would pin these to your wheels of your bikes and stuff.
Oh god,
and
yeah,
You know
You
what
guys
I
be
would do
trading
with
them all the
these?
time, right?
yeah.
You know what I would do with these if I was you?
Besides, put the mic up closer to your face. What?
I would get them.
You can move that
I would
arm.
get them laminated.
Well, I was thinking about the light box, like you were talking about that idea.
Yeah.
The reason I say laminated, they kind of got a little that musty smell to them.
Gotcha. Not like any of them are really
But also
worth
the
anything.
way you tape them just reminds me of when
But
when
then
we
take
were
care of the
kids.
smell.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, you're not thinking about, hey, I want to save these in 30 years. It's just like, hey, I want to put these together because they're the same, they're from the same movie.
Doubles.
And while Mark is being so kind as to going through those, you had mentioned the Yo MTV wraps being of actual value again.
Yeah,
Look at
right.
those. Open those up.
Right? I remember if you look back in our archives, we opened a couple packs and we found some pretty crazy
Look at
things.
what I
you know?
found though.
Holy moly! Oh, early Digital Underground.
I mean, not only that. So
Right.
grab the other box too, Brandon. Open that one up and look at look what I found in there.
Because you have, these are
Unopened,
open, right? And I remember you could win. What could you win again? You
Trip
could
to New
win a
York.
New York City and the CEO MTV Raps live.
Look at Mark is just going
New York City.
to town. Get a rope.
Where does he get his salsa? New York
I
City.
think we made that same joke before.
We did,
so
but it never
Always
gets
make
old.
that
So
joke. It's
Yeah.
always about salsa.
let's see.
I cut you out there, Mark, for this one.
Oh, Tone Lock, guys.
Who?
Tone Lock.
Tone Loke. You could tell he's young, dude.
This is a Brandon.
Whatever. I just know him
Look
from.
at there's Brandon's
he was
family.
great in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. So
And he was Tone Loke was also in,
a Surf Ninjas too.
and what else? Ford
What is it?
Fairlane.
That cat, whatever.
Ford Fairlane.
But he was
played-
also in that one with Christina Ricci. I think that
Didn't
darn
he-
cat or whatever. He always played like a cop.
Yeah. Who did he play in the? Who was the cop one that he played? Was it Ace Ventura? Yeah.
Yeah, he was a cop in Ace Ventura.
I forgot that one. That was probably.
Word to your mother.
So
Rob
Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle.
Robbie.
He doesn't even know. Does he own Did he get the rights back to Ice Ice Baby, or does
You
Suge
know,
Knight
there's
still
so
own him?
many stories with that.
But I thought he finally did an interview where he said it straight, where he was
Which
like,
one? He's done like 4 of them, and
Yeah,
he set them straight.
he kept being like, "Oh, they didn't hang me over the balcony; they just set me in the limo." I was like, "It's in your best interest to sign over the rights."
It's interesting to see these cards and all the different ones.
I mean, what are these, like 30-some years old?
MC Hammer. So
Hammer time.
See, Yo MTV Raps are 35 years old.
Jeez.
And then all of the Star Wars are almost 50 this year.
Oh, Chuck D.
There are.
Reach right here.
Hey, I will say this. Somewhere in there is a Brian Bosworth card.
Oh, nice.
I do know that for a fact. So also, Brandon, inside the,
Rakim?
I don't know much about trading card collecting. I know that even just with comic books, cards are not being as graded as often as they used to. You just put them in a really good hard case, and so I actually bought some of those inserts and so forth.
Like penny sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're good. I literally, this is the 101 because, in all honesty, I've never collected trading cards like this with having a case and everything. Usually, it's a set.
Yeah.
I keep them in a hard white box, and there you go.
I would do Pokemon and Magic cards growing up, and then you would have because since you'd play with them, you'd have like these types of sleeves, but
Yeah.
with like colored backs to them. You know,
Okay.
so then you
So
just
there's a
have them to
sleeve,
protect.
and then there's like an inner sleeve, right?
Yeah, so this is like the inner sleeve, and then they have like a harder one, like for sports cards, and if you just collect Magic and Pokemon cards to be a rare collector.
Yeah.
You put these in, and then you put it in the harder protector, especially if you're gonna mail it out somewhere, because you won't mess up the edges.
Sure.
You know, when you just put it in. I learned that the hard way.
How would you sell that? Would you have the insert, or would you just ship it the way that it is with the soft cert?
No, what you would do, and what I've seen just from buying and selling cards online, so you'd put it in this first, the little penny sleeves, then you put it in a harder plastic case, and then tape the top in case so it doesn't fall out, and then cover it in cardboard, put it in a bubble mailer, and then send it off.
Gotcha.
And then you could do media mail because it's.
Oh, you can do media mail. Ooh, Darren, here's a question for you. Do you leave those? It's a small run. Do you leave those cards sealed, or you pick them apart and look for the good ones?
I would
These ones
like that.
You would leave them alone? What would you do?
Well, this one's already cracked open, but also these are the kind that you get at like Walgreens or Rite Aid, you know. So I would open them up just to see.
And Mark,
Because one special All-Star card.
Mark rolled his eyes at you.
You're not going to open it? You want to keep
It'd
it?
be more valuable in that.
Alright.
Because if you open it up, we already know exactly what's in there.
Yeah.
But if it's unopened, then someone's like, man, there could be something good in there. If
So-
I get this, I can open it up and pull it.
So this Storm card, because the Marvel cards are coming back. Even they made a short comeback. Mark and I got bit by the bug. And then,
I didn't
so
get bit.
you got bit. Get out of here. We went in on a bunch of cards together. So like Chad. So like this one, you would put in the penny sleeve and then in here, and then put a piece of tape on the top here, and then you put it in cardboard,
So
so it doesn't bend.
So
You know?
there are not the hard ones that are. I just.
But
have
these
a
are
bunch
still
of-
These are still better than just putting it in
Sure.
penny sleeve.
So right now I need to get the hard ones, right? I've got a bunch of penny sleeves. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying? Okay.
yeah. You got a bunch of penny sleeves, and the harder ones, you can use these, but I'll show you which ones later. Oh wow. Okay.
Like I said, these are ones that we just did not.
Especially it says Lord Darth Vader on that card.
Yeah, that's
a
crazy,
pretty good
right?
one,
And it's in really good shape too. Look at that thing.
This makes me reminisce about all the other brands of cards, like Dukes of Hazzard had cards, Wonder Woman had cards, Bionic Woman had cards. I mean, just every single Knight Rider, every single show had cards.
Yeah.
You know?
What is that, Brandon?
Hologram Wolverine. Look at that.
Oh wow.
That was so huge in the 90s. I feel like even up until like 2000, from like 89 to 2000.
It's not in the greatest shape, but
it's still. I mean, those types of cards.
everything was hologram.
I've learned
Tons of holograms.
when it has a hologram thing like this, or it's like a thicker card, it's harder to grade. Like they had these Topps Chrome for WWE, and it's hard to get a good grade on them.
Okay.
And we have an interview. I've interviewed a couple guys. They have a podcast, the Card Foundation, and they go over baseball, football, basketball, wrestling cards. Just like, hey, who's the rookie to look out for? But they're saying these types of cards are notoriously hard to grade when you send them off to like.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because of the whole like, the edges.
Yeah.
Because of the
Well, and back then in the 90s, the biggest thing with cards were the fact that they were just horribly pressed. You know, when you you saw so many errors in like the old Shaquille cards and.
Yeah, the way they're cut. Yeah, exactly.
Is that a
Like you said,
hologram as well?
Like the way they're cut, that could be the difference between
and
like
that's not even your fault.
an 8 and a 10, and it's the way that the factory is.
I've noticed that in a lot of Star Wars cards from the 70s too.
Well, especially because it's like there's a cardboard. You know, it's like flimsier than,
And that'll be and that's what I'm gonna do is put all those together.
Yeah.
A little leg.
A little.
Little leg action.
That's
Look at
funny.
the gams on that broad.
That's. Oh my God, how old are you?
Yeah, see.
Where did we get this?
I don't know.
It came from 1925.
I think we need more tariffs.
More prohibition.
Oh, God,
apparently.
come
Is
on.
that too soon?
Too soon.
So go ahead and go through, Mark, if you want to meander through any of those as well.
I feel like this guy had some. Did he kill?
These are still sealed.
Open them up. Open it up.
He's not gonna open that.
Why
up.
not?
You want to open these?
Sure, open one. Why not?
Lyle Alzado did he become like a movie an actor?
Alzado.
Alzado.
Yeah.
But
you
also
know,
he's on the Cleveland Browns. So who gives a
So
F?
Mark,
Who
Lyle
cares?
Elzado and Ton Locke used to hang
I
out
said
together.
Tone Lock, not Tone.
Ton
not
Locke.
Ton, I said
Tone
Tone.
Locke.
They were Ton Lock and
Lyle
together.
Elzado was in a few movies.
Yeah,
Flavor
boy.
stuff. I was actually looking through, and there are a few. So there was, I believe, 2 or 3 series of MTV Raps, and there are a few hard ones to find.
Two of the harder ones.
The harder ones to find are like the producers of the of MTV Raps, because they started running out of, because it was the 90s and there was still a young era
Yeah.
of people. So go ahead. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Look at this card.
What? Yeah, that was Run DMC when they were. That's their tougher than leather era.
It's so weird to
He
see.
had some dreaded out stuff. That was the tougher than leather era.
Big Daddy Kane.
But keep in mind,
Master J.
Run DMC had been around for almost 13 years at that point. Again, Bad Cut, one of the best lyricists out there. And they're the two people, the hosts, Dr.
And here's
Dre
another one with the host.
and Ed Leva. And that's why there are so many of them, because they were making, each person, like Young MC has probably 3 or 4 different
Probably
ones.
same with
So,
MC Hammer, Vanilla
yeah,
Ice.
anything that was hot. Vanilla Ice had 4
Public
or 5
Enemy.
of
I
them.
think
Digital
Public
Underground.
Enemy. Yeah, and Public Enemy had their own they had Chuck D and Flavor Flav, and then they had Public Enemy together.
There's a few of them, like Rest in Peace with Biz Marquee and some of the people that are no longer.
A lot of those guys. You know?
I didn't see any NWA or Eazy-E, which is very surprising. And I don't think I saw any Tribe Called Quest, and I think that's because these were in the first gen of those.
Oh, here's Mr. Broken Leg guy.
What do you got? Who dat?
Joe Theismann.
Oh,
Oh, great. You made me miss Joe Theismann.
There was no Mr. Broken Leg guy.
oh, you
Yeah,
made me
Mr.
miss
Broken
Joey
Leg guy.
Theismann.
This guy broke his leg. You could hear the snap on the television.
And then they made him watch it on one of those ESPN shows over and over again.
Yeah, and then made him commentate about that. Well, it hurt.
Well, because of things like that is
A
why they
coked
got
up
the
Lawrence
5-second
Taylor hits
delay.
you. I mean, come on.
Oh, was it Lawrence Taylor that
Yeah.
did that?
And he was like, I don't remember
Lawrence
hitting him.
Taylor
I just
was
remember.
a beast.
Look at this behind the scenes.
Oh, that's interesting. So that's a behind-the-scenes sticker from Star Wars, and that's George
They have
Lucas.
a couple of them. They have one with him and Greedo.
See, I saved some of them. Those stickers and stuff. I saved some of them. Those are probably of value.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I like I said, I was really glad to find these because
Oh, here we go. Some from the Star. Well, I don't know which Star Trek movie is that. When
that was
Spock
from the
dies,
first
or-
one.
oh, first
No, that was. Oof.
Half human.
E.T. trading cards.
Oh, look at that ET trading. I still have some ETs somewhere. Those are probably one of the ones that are worth some money. You know what I mean? The
Because it's so
checklists and
it's
so
like
forth.
forgotten, you know.
Yeah, and I did notice, like, if you look there, I did keep some of the
Yeah, you did keep the
the
Elvis, some of the
Elvis
Elvis
ones. Some of the
yeah.
Elvis ones are pretty good.
No Kiss.
Show those to
Yeah.
me or to Mark. What do you mean no Kiss? I didn't have any Kiss ones.
Well, that's what I said. No Kiss.
Are you being facetious or are you trying to flirt with me?
Both. Oh, here we go. We found the Boz here.
Did you find Brian
We found the
Bosworth?
Boz here.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
a-
need to work under these conditions.
Yeah. Call me the Boz because I'm out of here.
Brian Bosworth was cool.
He
Look
was
at
stone cold.
Steve.
Was that the movie?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Can you remember the Joe
Oh,
Namath
here we go. You need
biker
this one.
movie?
Something leather.
CC Rider.
CC Rider. Okay. How about the blaxploitation film with it's Carl Eller?
What was that called?
Carl Eller had,
Oh.
it was Carl Eller. I can't. We'll have to do it on the post because it's called the Black Six,
Okay.
and it was a blaxploitation film. But it was like
All right, we'll throw up
Carl
the
Eller,
we'll throw up
Rosie.
the
It was like
poster.
some crazy people there. Look at that. Speaking of Theismann, we should
Yeah.
put those two together in a frame.
Right.
Archie.
Look at that Archie, man. I didn't realize he played for the Oilers. I thought he was on the East.
Peyton's
all the time.
dead. Yeah.
And then his grandson's named Archie too.
Yeah.
Arch Manning playing for the Longhorns.
That was because they liked Archie Bunker. That's all I got.
I thought he was a big fan of Betty and Veronica.
Could be. I thought it was because that could be. Brandon, what do you got over there? Anything else?
No, nothing like sticking out here.
Where's your Archie joke? We both had one.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jughead. There you go.
Been used.
Prince wrote a song called Jughead. All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to show?
No, nothing like standing out. Just still some of the other same stuff. But I don't know. This is a cool walk down memory lane.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought too, and I was really just glad to see that some of these are still with us, and a lot of these are in good shape. A lot of these are in really good shape. I'm gonna definitely
I'll be taking a lot of these home.
carding them up and probably selling them at the next toy show. So. All right, Brandon, where can we be found on the interwebs?
Oh wow, we're going back to
Yeah.
that here. Okay, we can be found on the
Putting you on
interwebs
the-
at Bionic Fire Truck across all platforms.
.com.
And BionicFireTruck.com.
There
But
you go.
that's across all platforms. So
It is, and we
See
should
ya.
probably update that too. So,
Yeah,
Mark,
we gotta switch it out.
you said see ya, and Mark didn't even get to say anything.
we don't care about Mark.
I'm done talking to you.
Oh, great. You made me miss Joe Theismann.